Spreadsheets are awesome. In fact, they're some of the most powerful tools in any productivity suite. Yet we spend most of the time as teachers exposing our students to word processors and slideshows. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to get your students involved in spreadsheets. Check it out.
All right, so we've got a really simple spreadsheet, 2 questions, 2 columns. Column A is the actual question column. Column B is the student response column. What I've done is used conditional formatting to create a visual feedback system where questions that students answer correctly will be marked green and questions that students answer incorrectly will be marked red. Let me show you how that works. This first question, how many planets are in the solar system? Students tend to include Pluto, so they'll say 9, of course. That's incorrect, so it gets marked red. Students can then go back, take another guess, and say, oh man, let's remember that Pluto's no longer a planet. There's actually 8 planets in the solar system. Boom, the question is now marked green. To accomplish that, you need to select the cell that you want to use conditional formatting on, go to Format, and select Conditional Formatting. This menu bar will pop up on the left-hand side, the right-hand side over here. I've gone ahead and established 3 rules. First rule, you always want this rule to go actually first, is what happens when the cell is empty? Nothing happens. We have decided to leave it marked none. So no change there. Now, if students put in a value that is not equal to 8, the cell gets marked red. And if students put in a value that is equal to 8, the cell gets marked green. Now, if you don't want to do a number system, so you're not going to use equal to, there are plenty of options here. Plenty of text options, plenty of options that determine whether an answer is put in the cell or not. There's options for ranges of values. You can do a lot with this. Okay, now question number 2 is going to be our multiple choice question. For this question, I use data validation to create a drop-down menu that gives students some options to pick from. Okay, so largest planet in the solar system, let's say they say Mars, they get that incorrect. If they select Jupiter, it's correct. Of course, you can see the conditional formatting rules over here. This actually highlights a problem that you might run into with your students. If they know how to access that conditional formatting menu, they can just jump to any cell and they'll be able to see the correct answer for that cell. While that might take away from your review game a little bit, it does teach the kids a little something cool about spreadsheets, which might actually be more useful in the long run. So how do you go ahead and create this drop-down menu? I'll go and show you that right now. You want to click on Data and then select Data Validation right there. Okay. So the criteria we're using for data validation is list of items. But as you can see, there are other options as well. What this does, it will either reject data that students put in or flag them that they need to change their data. Again, we're going with list of items. You put your list in over here, separated with commas, and that will actually create different options on the drop-down menu. I used A, B, C, and D. So it's traditional multiple choice type format, and that also made it easier over here to create the conditional formatting rules. All right, so there you have it, a quick way to get both you and your students working in spreadsheets in a way that is, I think, kind of interesting. I suggest that you up this or lower this complexity to suit your needs. Good luck.